So guys, it's back easy here with a third tutorial about making a custom unit. We are still at the basics, of course. The last tutorial you have seen how you added different custom units, and also we added different colors to the uniform also. So what we are going to do now is that as we created the custom units, we can play them at single player or multiplayer battles, just custom battles. So of course, I think most of you want to create a mod or whatsoever, or a custom unit to use them in a campaign. So what we are going to do now is we are going to assign the units that we made the last couple tutorials that we did, part 1 and part 2. We're going to add them to buildings, and I'm also going to show you how you can add additional requirements for recruiting that unit. I showed you a little bit in the last tutorials, part 1 and part 2, but I will just go back to it just to show you, okay, these are the additional requirements you can create to create or to recruit a specific unit. So what we're going to do first is, as usual, we go to the modding folder. I have it in my documents, and we go to binaries, and from binaries we go, of course, oh sorry, before we do that, apologies, I totally forgot about it. As I said before, last time, it is good to always clean up your retail folder and your working data folder. So we go back to our modding folder, we go to retail, we go to data again, and the mod pack that has been created for our last time, for our last tutorial, we're just going to delete it. The same for working data, so we go back to the modding folder, and db and text we are also going to delete. So then we make a clean mod pack, let us say. Okay, so we go back then, as we always do. We start with the binaries, and I think you already know what we are going to do, as we are going to customize some data files in the database, of course, and we all know that it is tweak. So tweak.release.executable. For there we go to tools, to Dave, database visual editor, and we click on it, and yes, we want to connect. And now we go back to view and table launcher. So now we are going to add our specific unit that we made the last tutorials, and there were 3 units, the French line infantry, British line infantry, and the United States line infantry. So now we go to the buildings tables, of course, because we want to add our unit to a specific building. That's actually always the foundation. Just as you have a foundation in making units, as I showed you other tutorials in the first one and second one, to add units to a building, to recruit them, of course, from there we have to go to the buildings tables, and in the buildings tables we go to building, let me see, what was it again, building to, now that's unit abilities, sorry, building units allowed. So this will, if we double click on it, we open then the database of it, and we just maximize, of course, so then you can see what we are doing. And there you can see all the units that are in the vanilla game, and in which building you can recruit which unit. So as you can see, we have here, for example, an artillery range. I think it's pretty logic that we can recruit artillery there, like for example the first level of artillery range or whatsoever building. We can create wooden cannons, and we all know that sorry, we can upgrade buildings in our campaign. You have like a level 1, you have a level 2, you have a level 3, and you have a level 4, and sometimes even a level 5. So you can create even custom buildings, but we're not talking yet about making custom buildings. That's maybe for another tutorial. So what we are going to do is we are going to look for units. So here we have stronghold. Stronghold, well, we know what it is. A stronghold is a castle, fort, and whatsoever. Even with stronghold and fort, you can create units. So I'm just going to take the basic one, and that is a muster field. So FotS modern 1 muster field. So that's the first level, you could say, of military barracks. So as you can see in the vanilla game, we can create 3 units that we can recruit in the campaign with the first level of barracks. Now trust me, I mean I hope you trust me, but I'm going to show it to you, of course, when we finish and we go then in a campaign, and then you can see for yourself that you can recruit units from that specific building. So here in the first level of the barracks, called FotS modern 1 muster field, remember all the buildings that start with FotS is for Fall of the Samurai. If you wanna, of course, do the same, or you're customizing a unit, or you create a custom unit for Shogun 2 or the Rise of the Samurai, then you have to look for the appropriate buildings. But of course, for the Fall of the Samurai, it's always, most of the time, it always starts with BOS for Boshin. So let us see. We're going to copy it. Just going to copy. We know normally how to copy, as I've explained many times. Control C on the muster field, and we add a record, and we put the building here with Control V to paste, and then we are going to look for our unit. And we all know that unit is, as I said before, unit is the foundation to make a custom unit. So we're going to look for our custom unit. So that's normally in somewhere in line. So here we have already the British Light Infantry. We got another record, again muster field, copy C and copy V to paste, and then we're going to look for the French infantry. That's normally after the British. The French is here, okay. And now for the last one, we go do it for the United States line infantry that we created. So we look for the United States line infantry as a Shogun one. That's not the one I need, and voila, that's already in theory. We can now just save, and we finished. Now of course, if we leave it like that, it means that okay, we play a campaign, and then when we are, or we have a muster field, or the level 1 military barracks, you could say, then indeed we can recruit units. But if we are upgrading our building, then we can't recruit any more of those buildings. So of course, as I said, in a program, in a software, or even if you start programming, for example, you always have to be specific. You always have to say, okay, do this, do that, do this and do that, because of course programs are not human beings, they can't reason, and we have to always specify, like, hey, I want you to do this, so then I can do that. So we go do the same now for the level 2 one, and we just copy. We can normally go down. So here we have the muster field, and then is the barracks. So level 2 is barracks. Excuse me. Actually, we can just copy the 3 of them. Okay, Control C, and Control V to paste, and then just do the same thing for the barracks here. And if you want, in XP, is just if you say, okay, I want to give them experience points. So if you put 1, that means that they are having the first rank experience. So you can do that. If you say, okay, from 2nd level barracks or whatsoever, or military building, when you recruit the unit, you get 1 experience point. So that unit gets 1 experience point. So if I put this like 1, it means that when I have a muster field, or the 1st level military barracks, for example, and when I upgrade the building and I then want to recruit United States Line Infantry, then automatically it gets the 1st rank experience points assigned to that unit. Just for you to know, so then you know. So we are going to just put on 0 for the moment. That is just for an example. Also in faction, you can even make it faction specific. So if you want only Saga, the clan Saga, to recruit those units in those levels of barracks, it is possible. You can really go far with this game. It's unbelievable how unique you can make it, you know. But for the moment, I just leave it empty so everyone can build it. So that is also for you. So we do then the same for the 3rd level, and let us see the 3rd level of, that's the 3rd level is the infantry barracks. Okay, and we paste here. We take back the 3 of them, Control C and Control V to paste. Yes, we do. Okay, and then we paste again here. Okay, and well, let's do the same for the 4th level. And the 4th level is a military academy. We add it to the military academy, we paste, we take back the 3 units that we made, Control V to paste, and Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, so yeah, now we are ready and we can just finish to make the units or build them in our campaign. So as we all know, as the previous one, we just click on apply to make the changes, of course, I mean to save the changes, let us say. Now I have said that you can make additional requirements. Now of course the first requirement to recruit a unit is always a building. I mean that's pretty logic. You need to have a building. I just show you military barracks, but of course if we click on it and I maximize again, I mean there are many opportunities, there are many buildings that you can take that you say, okay, I don't want them to use the academy or whatsoever or military barracks. I want to assign them to a harbor or a port or a military port or even the American district for the American one, a British one, trading district for the British line infantry, or the French trading district for the French line infantry. I mean that's for you. As you can see that the Infanterie de Marine, the Royal Marines, and the United States Marines, they are all assigned to those trading districts, so you can choose it for yourself. I just give an example that you can do many things by it, if you could say. So let us go out of it. So foundation always to recruit a unit is assigning them to a building to recruit them from. There's another way also to give them additional requirements, and that is, for example, a specific tech. So you could say, okay, you can build that unit in you can recruit that unit in that building, but you also need a specific tech to unlock first before you can recruit the unit. So even if you have a muster field, for example, or a barrack or barracks, you still need a tech, otherwise it will be grayed out. So here you could see, let us go up to the units, blah blah blah. Let me see, where is it again? Somewhere here. Let me see, movement, okay. Here it is. Unit required technology junction. So if we double click on it, we can add a record. Just giving an example, I'm not going to do it here, that's for you to test it out. You can take your unit, for example, let me take the British line, and you can give them a technology, for example. Okay, you first have to I don't know if, let me see here, late line infantry, for example. So you can only recruit the unit from a barracks, and you also need that technology, otherwise you can't recruit it. So even if you have the building, you can recruit the unit, but because the it needs an additional requirement, and that's a technology. So just for you to know, that's also possible, but I'm just leaving it up to you to test it with it if you want to make your own mod, so you know that it is possible. There are other additional requirements you can add to the game. I'm not going to save it, so I'm just going to leave it at the building. And remember, in the first tutorial I especially explain how to add additional requirements to units. So if we go back to units, as we saw in the first tutorial and second one when we created our units, and of course we can go and let's go and look for our unit that we made. Here's the British line infantry, for example. Here you can add a region unit resource. Now it's a bit complicated, but it just means like, okay, you can add additional region unit resources. Now for the moment in Fall of the Samurai you only have Kyoto. Kyoto, here it is, Kyoto. So it means that if I add Kyoto, it means it can only, excuse me, you can only recruit that unit in that region. You cannot recruit it nowhere else. So even if you have the building, you have the tech, if you, for example, add also an additional requirement for technology, you also need that region to recruit that unit in Kyoto, for example. So I'm going to leave it out for the moment. Okay. And another additional requirement that you could add is, for example, an additional building level requirement. So if you say, okay, we know that the foundation to recruit a unit is a building, but you can also give them or give an additional requirement of a building. For example, we assign the unit to be recruited in the barracks, for example, or the muster field, but you can also say, okay, but I don't want only that it can be recruited by the barracks, but I also want that if you can only create that unit when you have let's say a cotton, you know, I'm just saying, hey, you have a cotton processing plant for uniforms, for example. So it just means that, okay, I have a muster field, but I still need the fourth level industry, that is a cotton processing plant, to recruit the unit. So you can go very far. You can add so many additional requirements, even add them all. I mean, I'm not sure if it's pretty smart to do it, but I'm just saying an example that you can also add even an additional building requirement. And also we have the religion requirement. I also explained it last time that you can add a religion requirement, an allegiance, because in Fall of the Samurai it's allegiance, the religion. It's not represented as a religion, but it's represented as allegiance. So you have three allegiances, I said already. That's Imperial, Independent, Self, and Shogunate. So you can also give the requirement like, okay, I only want the British to be recruited if the faction is Imperial, for example, or Shogunate. That's for you to see. So that's another additional requirement you can put. And also a resource requirement, yes indeed. So you can add, for example, okay, you need the cotton processing plant, but you also need cotton as resource. So yeah, you need building A, you need building B, and then you also need a resource before you can create that unit. So you can make it very unique. That's for you to see. But I'll leave it like that. That's all for you to do and to test it and to mix with it and whatsoever. So I'll leave it up to you. So that was it for adding additional requirements for recruiting a unit. Going to go out, of course. Yes indeed. And what we are going to do is the same as last time. We're going to export the mod.pack. I mean, we're going to export the data tables, so then we can put it or convert it to a mod.pack. So we close it and we go back to we are in binaries folder, of course. We go to Bob, we double click on it, and remember that's actually always what you're going to do. That's really the, yeah, how can I say, the developing of modding is of mods is you go to tweak to Dave for the database, sometimes units editor, but you will see that for a later tutorial. You save your stuff, you do all your stuff there, you customize everything, and after that you just go to Bob to export your tables and then convert them to a .pack file. So we go to Empire Design Data, and of course we're going to look for the buildings ones, the one we did. So that is, let me see, building units allowed. So we select both of them, V and V, so we select or enable both of them, above and down. And of course we go to data, we click on it and we start, and everything is green. Perfect, everything has been converted successfully or was been done well. And what we do as last time, we now use Rusted Pack File Manager to add that data pack, that table, you could say, into our myunits.pack. So Rusted Pack File Manager, we double click, of course, to execute the program. Well, here there is a new minor update. Well, yeah, that's for another time. Yeah, you always get those messages and then you have to re-download actually the program to have the latest version. So it is recommended to do it, but sometimes when you're too busy, you're not really in the mood to every time download back to GitHub. But I mean, that's for you. But you know how to download the program as I explained in the first tutorial. So we go to my units.pack, that's here, and inside the DB, of course, we right click on it and we add from pack file. So here we already, well, because of the last time, I think he remembers that we were the last time here. So we double click on mod pack and we go back here to our DB and double click on building units allowed tables, and as you see it's green. We exit the program and we say save pack file. So now here we could see that in building units allowed, if we scroll down, let us see, to Boshin, so here you could see SHO is for Shogun 2, of course, GEM is for Henpei or Rise of the Samurai, and then BOS is of course for Boshin or Fall of the Samurai. So let us look for the military thingies, the modern, let us see, let's hopefully, here it is, muster field, I think maybe the newest ones are down or not. Yes, correct. So he puts the newest, I think he put them by key, I mean by value, so you can of course put them alphabetically, so then we can go, that's from GEM, so go to boss, okay, military academy, infantry muster field. So let's see, so that's are the muster fields, and as you can see the blue one means, okay, Boshin in-flying British line infantry, Boshin line French line infantry, and United States light infantry. It looks pretty good, so I mean, you can always check it if you think like, oh, maybe I made a mistake or whatsoever, so but it looks pretty okay. So British line, French line, United States line, okay, looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is to test it in game. So let's see, let's play the game. I mean test it, of course. Let the mod manager do it. Okay, we select it and our units.pack and we launch Shogun 2. And now you go back to our favorite part of the game, loading screen. The favorite part of everyone, loading screen. I hope you have enjoyed all the tutorials I have done, so yeah, okay, let's see how everything goes, and put my sound a bit down because otherwise you start like with that intro. Sega. Okay, good. And now we go to single player, we go to new campaign, we go to Fall of the Samurai, let's take Saga just in case, short campaign, blah blah blah. This one doesn't really matter. Advice, help, battle time limit, I mean that really, no one cares about that, so I just want to test it. Just want to test the building so that we can recruit our units. So let's hope no one attacks in the moment I have to build, just for testing purposes. So then you will see now the favorite part again, the long loading screens. That's pretty fast actually. Okay. Saga domain. Saga domain. No one cares. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. We all know what it means. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So traditional dojo. What is that? You're just going to delete the traditional dojo because no one cares about that. Commune trips. Blah blah blah. Destination reach. Yeah, we all love you too. Good. Technology doesn't matter. What we just want is that we want to build the military blah blah blah, and yeah, who cares, man? Yeah, I won. Yeehaw! Kick your butt, man. Man, I really love Shogun 2. It's a fantastic game. I mean, really fantastic. I think a lot of people say it, so let's go to the Cannon Rage Cadet School. As you can see in the Cadet School, if you hover over it, you can see, because yeah, here you can see perfectly that you can recruit British Line Infantry, French Line Infantry, and United States Line Infantry. Pretty cool, huh? So it will take 3 turns, and yeah, so let me go and skip all the others. Let's skip just 3 turns because no one really cares. Just want to show you how it is. But as you have seen, you can now recruit the units. and we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it again. Voila. Okay, and it's spring. That's wonderful. We just constructed when spring is over. Okay, so as you can see, you can British and the French light infantry. Let us see in one turn, a bit deeper when we zoom in, of course. We cannot recruit yet because of course arms deals, but as you can see, even in the level 2 one, in barracks, as you can see barracks, we can again recruit those units, because if I didn't specify them as also in the level 2 one, level 3 one, level 4, then it will be empty. I mean, they will not show up, of course, because as I said, you have to specify it in the database. So let's do one last turn, so then you can see the units. Yeah, and hope this works well. This is the army. Okay,
an ambush.
that's wonderful. You have like the normal.
Waiting for more orders.
I mean, they speak the language.
At your service.
That's American English,
Ready for orders.
British English,
Ready for orders.
and the French one. So as you can see here, I mean, they don't show the uniform, but you, even if you knew that, maybe I don't know if you know it, you can give them like their own specific uniform on the campaign map also, not only in battle but also on the campaign map. Now I don't think it's very important how to show it, but you can give them their own uniforms on the campaign map, as you have with the what was it, with the ironclads and all. You get like your own specific uniform. It is possible, but it's not really part of this tutorial. It's more of showing that you can add custom units in the game and also on campaign. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a shorter one than normal, and well, the next tutorial we will now actually work with the units editor, and in the units editor we will give them custom parts, you could say. So different pants, a different shirt, maybe even a different helmet or hat. So then you can see, you can do it with the units editor, and then we have to change back the uniform tables, and even if you want to change some colors of it. But you can see now that for the next time we will really start with more a bit 3D, but you don't need a 3D program yet for the next tutorial. We're just going to use the official unit parts of what CA created, let us say, from the vanilla game, and we're just going to give them like, you know, different unit parts, and then they look a bit different and not like the marine units in game. So I hope you watched. I hope you enjoyed watching, and you can always support me on Patreon. I will make more and more of those videos. I also add a lot of videos about some multiplayer battles that we do, most of the time in the weekend. So you can of course join my Discord if you want to. If I don't join, you can of course join with others to play some multiplayer battles. And if you want to send me the replays, really, I mean, it would be pretty awesome if you have some multiplayer battles of Shogun 2, but especially of the mod, of course, because I am modding for myself, a Total Fall of the Samurai version 2. So I hope this year we have a working campaign. I'm working hard on it, so I'm just taking a bit of time off now from the tier 1 units I made, so then I can also put my time a bit and effort to make some tutorials, so then I can give a bit of push to other people to start modding, because I know the most difficult part is to find good tutorials. I know there are some written tutorials like on twc.net, but it's not always easy, you know. Some people need more need to visualize it for themselves, how things work, you know. So I hope with this I could help you out a bit, and I hope you make really good mods and put them on my forum, for example, on totalrts.mods.com. It's also all, of course, in the description below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, you can support me on Patreon and also on this channel if you want, of course. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.